Okay, so let's take a look at this here. As we know with the breadboard, when we're going across here, these are all connected horizontally, and then our red or black vertically are connected. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna plug this in. It doesn't really matter. I've got my long leg here. Obviously that's the positive and the negative. So I'm just gonna stick it here in 10 and 11 on E. All right. Then next, I'm gonna go ahead and add my resistor onto the positive, and I'm just gonna plop this in here on the positive there, and we'll just set that bad boy in right here at 5. Once again, it doesn't matter. And then I'm gonna get some wires, and so I'm gonna use blue and red. Blue's close enough to black, and we're just gonna go right here. So I'm gonna go to my ground, to my short leg. Okay, actually let's do that. Alright, so I'm just going to stick it over here on the short leg there. And then I'm going to run my pin 12 right here on over to where my resistor is at. And we should be in business. So now electricity is going to get rocking and rolling here, and it's going to use a resistor. The resistor is kind of like a pipe, as you want to like reduce the amount of flow, put like a shorter pipe on. So it's going to reduce the light. It's going to trigger here to the LED, come back through, and complete our circuit. So now let's get into the coding so you actually see how I would code this in a sample code, and then if it actually works. We're going to go through here, and we got to set some parameters to make our light go here. The first thing we're going to do is identify our integers or our variables here. And so the first thing we got to do is identify the LED pin. So integer here, and I'm just going to call it LED. And this is the challenge. We want to identify it on pin 12. We've been using 13. 13 is always the default. It's always on. And so we want to see if you were able to identify that. And then I'm just going to put in a delay here. And I want to call this delay time. And let's make that 500. I should have put that in the challenge. You had to have 2 variables to see if I could get you to do that, but that's okay. Now down here in void setup, let's go ahead and type in our code here, what we want to have happen. We got the LED pin, right, to be an output. So we have to go here to pin mode, and we have to identify, I want my LED here as an output. All right. So that way it reads that we actually want the signal to go out. And now down here for the actual code. And so now here in the loop, we're going to do a digital write, and we're going to do LED, and obviously we want that high to turn on, and then we're going to delay, but because I have a variable in mind, I'm going to call this delay time, so I can adjust that as needed. And then I'm going to go a digital write, and we're going to go LED, and then you guessed it, we're going low there. We're going to turn that bad boy off. And then we have one more delay, which I can call, again, delay time. And then once we're done with that, our code is complete. So now let's see if the code will make this work here. So LED is on pin 12, and then we've got our delay time as another variable. So if we go ahead and plug this in, let's take a look and see if it actually works. So I'm just going to call this LED test. And hopefully we're in business. Oh man, we got an error there. So we have to do a... Oh, I always forget these bad boys. Those darn stinkers get me every time. Compile, I think we should be good now. There we go. And now it's blinking. We're in business. So hopefully you were able to come up with a option and answer as well. If so, kudos to you. And we can go ahead and move into some more exploration of other things we can do with Arduino. Nice job, everyone. Let's rock and roll.